Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
Metcalf arrived at Frisco ISD's administration building. This is what he got.
Hi there, can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to come in and speak to someone, please.
I'm sorry, we're not allowed to let anyone in without an appointment.
The father of Austin Metcalf wanted to hear directly from Frisco ISD Superintendent Mike Waldrop what he heard from media reports on Tuesday. Those reports are that Karmelo Anthony will get his diploma later this month, despite being under house arrest and charged with murdering Metcalf's son, Austin.
I've been stonewalled. Said, I understand the protocol. They said I have to make an appointment, which I did.
It was 6 weeks ago today when what authorities describe as an altercation between Austin and Karmelo led to one 17-year-old pulling a knife and stabbing the other 17-year-old in the chest at a track meet inside a Frisco ISD stadium. Anthony's parents, who claim their son was just defending himself, asked Frisco ISD to allow him to get his high school diploma. Sources say an agreement was reached that would allow that.
So I'm just curious on how they arrived at it when I read their own policy manual about what it states for mandatory expulsion and also graduation.
In a statement to CBS News Texas, a representative for the Anthony family tells us, "We cannot and will not speak about the agreement made with Frisco ISD that remains confidential and legally protected."
Wow. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, man. As you know, 6 weeks ago, this incident happens. A kid's pretty much life is taken. Another kid pretty much have lost was arrested that day and charged. OG, I know it's early, but I know you there. What's going on?
Man, I'm right here, and now this shows you the two different Americas. The white America and the black America. Here, this man, just because he's white, goes to a school and demands that a black child cannot graduate, that he not be allowed to walk across the stage because of a criminal matter that has nothing to do with education. This is appalling.
OG, I'm gonna stop you right there, and I got to stop you because you gotta understand, man. He lost a son, and at the end of the day, he said he read the policy book that's showing that that once you're in a crime, you shouldn't be graduating. That's what you shouldn't. He felt like that, But
wait a minute, that's not the policy.
That's the way he says that policy read. What policy did he have that you didn't have? Because it's definitely a conflict here.
Yeah, that's the policy I'm worried about. What policy did he have? The policy, unless it was something said that happened in the school, and it did happen at a school, but it was not at his school. And did he get expelled from school?
No, I think it was off. I want to say it was all, not even. It was off campus, but it was a school facility type deal.
It didn't have anything to do with the school, and he was not expelled from his school.
OG, I don't know what he read, but I do know that Metcalf, the father, Mr. Metcalf here, he totally upset.
No, Mr. Metcalf, the hell with Jeff. Jeff was all at they had a news conference and Jeff protested. It's not white. Now see the difference between white people and black people. Now if that had been a black family, if old Austin had to kill Karmelo, right?
Right.
Now let's put this on the other foot. It would have been Austin and his twin brother graduating and get all that. They got a picture of Austin here with his two Heisman trophies and his football trophies looking indignant, right? Now, if he had to kill Karmelo, they would have graduated and they would have told him about, the American way is you innocent until proven guilty. Is that?
That's right. You're right. Innocent
until proven guilty until proven innocent. So now, if this had been a black family, they'd have been all in front of the church praying and saying that, even though he's graduating, everybody has a right. They would have gave him all the credit. But you look at white America, they want, the only thing that they are short saying that Karmelo Anthony should have been tarred and feathered that day for killing a white man.
Ain't nobody, listen. Listen, tarred and feathered. See, now you going a little too far. Tarred and feathered.
Let's go. Oh,
OG, this boy definitely, there was a situation there, and it was very unfortunate for both sides of this thing. Both sides. Now, you don't think that Jeff should have went to the Frisco school at all? You don't think he should be nothing?
He still got one son that's graduating, and he could have went up there, but he gonna end up being up there with Austin if he keep playing with us out here.
Us, OG, if you don't get your listen, man, this is a very unfortunate situation between two young adults, very young, but I don't think that they've indicted. I don't think now Metcalf still. Kamelo Anthony, he's still not in a situation where he was charged with murder, right?
Yes, and given and let out on bail on house arrest.
Have he been brought back for anything else since then? I don't think so.
He hasn't had a hearing yet. I believe he's been homeschooled, so they're sending him package from his high school.
Yeah, and they said that he basically had so good of a credits and stuff that he didn't even have to go to school the rest of the year. He still was going to graduate.
He already graduated.
Yeah.
Let's see. The advocacy group, Next Generation Action Network, Ninja, confirmed while Anthony will receive his degree, he will not be allowed to participate in any graduation activities.
Oh.
Anthony accused of stabbing Austin, 17, with a knife in a confrontation over seating, and has since claimed he acted in self-defense. Now, okay, that's what's going on. So they're letting him graduate, but he can't go to grad night. He can't go to his prom. Look how much this black boy, man, it's an element. Man, I mean, I did so much prison time. My dudes when I was in prison, they couldn't believe I went to all three graduates. When I was in the 10th grade, I took a senior day prom. I went to my junior prom. I went to my senior prom. I went to grad night, and I went to prison. And when we set up in prison, I was one of the only ones. A lot of dudes that dropped out of school. I graduated and I went to Sadie Hawkins. I went to Silver Bell, but I had a car ever since the 7th grade. So I never did nothing with a girl. I didn't know whether it was a man, but I had them with me. Everybody wanted to ride with Marv. You dig what I'm saying? So brother is missing out on a lot. It's something not to graduate from high school, not to be able to walk across the stage, not to go to grad night.
Oh, gee, but look what happened. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to cause an effect on your life when somebody loses their life. You know that.
Well, how many of these clear people didn't kill black people?
I get what you're saying, but this is an isolated incident between Metcalf and between Anthony, Karmelo Anthony. I don't understand. Okay. This is, I get what you're saying, but there's a lot of, you got to understand, man, in this day and time, we've made strides and we're not where we want to be by far. But at the end of the day, you don't think that at some point we got to try to come up with a way to bridge these gaps between these two young black people and white people?
We got to level the playing field. We got to say, that's why I tell people that it's not important about playing the game. It's understanding the rules of the game. You are sitting here right now. Mm-hmm. You don't have the manual for Frisco High School. What's deemed acceptable and what's not deemed acceptable. Once we understand, I'm looking at the school charter right now. I got it off the dark web.
Okay. What you got, OG?
So it doesn't have anything to do with your academic, it says here, academic equivalencies. Is mandated and to be in good standing for a senior to participate in all senior activities. Now that's kind of vague because incident did happen, but not to allow him to graduate or get a diploma. This is just a vengeful white man.
Hold on, hold on. I'm glad you said. Let me play the rest of this video here, and I want you to tell me what you think. Hold on.
It is truly a shame that anyone would go so far as to threaten a graduation ceremony or try to ruin a day that should be filled with joy, pride, and accomplishment for so many students and their families. Frisco ISD superintendent posted a message on social media last night making it clear that Anthony will not be allowed to attend a graduation ceremony. No student who commits a serious criminal offense is permitted to participate in the graduation ceremony. But sources say Anthony's GPA was high enough to withstand missing the last month of school and still meet the requirements for a diploma. The school district tells CBS News Texas if the student is expelled, they may continue their education through the Juvenile Justice Alternative Education Program. In cases where a student has completed all graduation requirements and is facing expulsion, Frisco ISD typically gives the option of early graduation instead of placement at JJAEP. The controversy has resulted in a new online petition to award Metcalf an honorary diploma next year when he would have graduated along with his twin brother.
The fact of the matter is it's not going to bring my son back. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but in the long run, my son doesn't get a diploma. So there's part of me that says maybe Mr. Anthony shouldn't get one either.
Wow, he says it's part of him to say maybe Mr. Anthony shouldn't get one either, OG. He feels that, Jeff feel like he shouldn't get one because his son is gone. What do you say to that?
I say that do you understand what they say? Austin Metcalf is not graduating until next year. And they're going to give him a diploma. They're going to present, just when somebody get killed in the Army, they give their family a flag. So his son is, when I watch, next year, when the graduation comes, they'll have all kind of celebrations for that dead white boy. He was and he wasn't that good of a student. He wasn't an A student. He come from a broken home, but we ain't going to talk about that. You dig what I'm saying? But if it had been
R.I.P. to that boy Metcalf, man, Austin. He had a lot of potential.
He had no potential at all. He should have kept his mouth shut. That's what I'm saying.
It was a bad, unfortunate miss. It's very unfortunate. We got to do better, OG. It was very unfortunate.
No, they got to do better. Mr. Metcalf better be glad it was just one of his sons, and it could have been everybody. So,
OG, you don't have no sympathy for the fact of this situation. Two young boys that life totally changed that day.
I got sympathy for Trayvon Martin. I got sympathy for George Floyd's family. I got sympathy for Sandra Bland. I have sympathy for the people that lost their lives that nobody talking about today. I don't have sympathy for one white boy that got killed for trying to bully a black kid and he defended himself. That's
Wow, OG. Hey, that was a heck of a statement, and I totally agree with you. All except we got to have sympathy for this Metcalf kid as well. You know, and because this situation here is two young kids that were striving to be adults, life who now totally changed. So I agree with everything you said, but I had to add the fact of young Metcalf, who basically got overwhelmed and got overexcited at a track meet, and ended up having a confrontation with a brother who was not trying to hear it. A young brother, Kamelo Anthony, who was not. Unfortunately, somebody lost their life that day, and
because of his false thinking of entitlement, just because he was white, believe that he could just say, "This is a ninja, and I'm gonna make him move. I'm gonna take this into my hands." In America, they call that taking law into your own hands. We were never been allowed to do it. You know, and let me say this, and a lot of times I'm being a little sarcastic, and I don't want anybody to lose their life. It's a tragedy.
Correct.
But we don't think about the tragedy in Karmelo Anthony's life. This little boy got to live with this all his life. That it's not easy taking someone's life, man. So you look at just that graduation, every night that boy probably thinks about, man, I should have done this, trying to second guess himself. He's not no hard killer. So he's not getting all the mental health and the conferences that a white person would have got. So when we talk about we got to do better, we got to do better for each other.
Correct. But when you say each other, also you got to talk about the other side of the coin where Austin Metcalf is not in that family presence no more. You got to understand that Jeff Metcalf is missing his son. The twin boy is missing his family member. All of this stuff is all combined together. They all got it. Like I said, the families. If Metcalf decides to play sports or whatever, he's facing the twin brother now going back into these same places where his brother was at, honoring his brother's name. So this is a horrible situation for all parties in this. I gotta say that because there's a lot of friction that went on with this 6 weeks ago, and now they're still healing up there, OG. So there's a lot of healing going on. They're trying to bridge these gaps and trying to move on, and it's not going to be an easy situation to deal with. Go ahead.
White America has a big support group. He has Donald Trump. He has John Wayne. George Wallace. He got every white person, dead or alive. He even got General Sam Houston. He got everything in their support group. We have nobody, and we always try to defend the aggressor, the people that beat us down. We find some kind of way to forgive them. You know, I was in I think we were in Detroit. I think it was Detroit, Michigan, and Minister Farrakhan was doing a speech in Detroit, Michigan. I think this is like 2003, and they came around and told Captain Shahid it was some white boys around in the front of the ticket trying to stop blacks from going and seeing Minister Farrakhan. And it's snowing, it's cold as heck out there, and we take the team and we go around there, and these Proud Boys is around there. And, hell with this nigga, kill Farrakhan, and I see it was a truck sitting there, and this truck had a big old sign on it, a Ku Klux Klan sign on it, right? And it said, and it struck me as so interesting. And I'd like to live by that. And you know what the reading on that flag said?
What did it say?
It said, kill them all and let God sort them out.
OG. I listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I seen a time where it was nonviolence, okay? And where let me speak, where Martin Luther King preached nonviolence, the SLS, the both of the groups that the MIA. That was a time, man, when people was we know that there's problems in America, and we know that we're not going to be able to bypass these situations, and it's going to be some uphill battles. But you don't understand. You're not going to be able to. That kill 'em all statement you just made. That's not a realistic thing. You can't separate. Hold on, let me finish. You can't separate everything. We all in this melting pot together. So we got to find a way to live together in America.
Okay, you finished now?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay. So you just said it was a time as nonviolence. No, you was getting water hose bit by dogs.
Yes.
Beat down by white people. So the only nonviolence was Negroes. White folks ain't never had nonviolence. Negroes was getting hung. Martin Luther King was getting the shit beat out of him, getting arrested, and didn't he get killed by a white man?
The SCLC, the MIA, these groups made some great strides. Rosa Parks sat down on that bus. Rosa Parks sat down. That moved the needle, OG. That moved the needle. The SCLC, the MIA, I believe, yeah.
What is the MIA?
That was the MIA. No, that's not. That was. Let me look at it. Look up. That's not. I might be. It's the Montgomery something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me pull it. Let me pull it up.
You bet it ain't no MI. Yeah, they was Negroes was missing in action.
No, it's not.
You look at from 1960 to 2025, we are so behind right now.
But the needle have moved.
It moved backwards, boss talk. We have in every degree from 1960 to 225, the black people in America, we're lower, our children are lower today educationally. We're lower in homeowners than they were in the 60s. We've went backwards since nonviolence, bro. We haven't improved. We got more black kids in prison that's 16.
There it is right there. The MIA, the Montgomery Improvement Association. I knew I wasn't tripping. There it is. The Montgomery Improvement Association, the SCLC, the SCLC, all of these different groups that did what they did, including the nation, including all of the stuff that happened back then. It helped move the needle. So we gotta find a way to coexist, right?
Okay, you just said the Montgomery, what you said was?
Don't do this, OG. I'm not finna mess with you today. Montgomery Improvement Association, the MIA.
And you know what that is today? Just what it says, MIA, missing in action, because it ain't doing shit today.
OG, I can't stand you.
They don't even exist. Those groups,
they did what they supposed to did during the time they was needed.
Got blacks killed and beat up, maimed, and got nothing out of it. They still waiting for their 40 acres and a mule. Kill them all and let God sort of.
No, OG, we can't do that. OG, you know what, OG? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. We need you to find a solution to help save and pretty much further the whole coexistence of this world.
I told you the solution.
I'm not doing that. Is not the solution. That is not going to solve the problem.
You Negroes want to always identify the problem, but you never want to deal with a solution. We can all talk about what should be and what shouldn't be. All the little black kids and all the little white kids
walk hand in hand.
They're not gonna walk hand in hand.
They've been walking hand in hand.
With the white man's hand around the black child's neck.
I'm not finna do this with you, OG. OG, you got to really come on. Listen, Jeff Metcalf, Austin Metcalf and the Metcalf family, and also Kamelo Anthony and the Anthony family. We got to pray for them all and not kill them all. Pray for them all, and we need to try to pray for healing in the situation, OG. I'm not finna do this with you.
While you praying, we're going down Tuesday. Well, today is a holiday. Tomorrow, we representing the Karmelo family, we are going and putting a restraining order on Jeff Metcalf for harassment, for terrorist threat, and for being a pedophile.
That's allegedly. That's alleged.
Alleged. He followed a young boy around, putting bad information on him.
That's quite flagrant, and everybody's emotions are high right now. Man, guys, listen, OG, I'm gonna give my people a chance to get in here on it. Guys, get in here, and I know y'all always come raw for me behind trying to unify this situation. But OG is saying pretty much that the restraining order should be put on Jeff Metcalf for going to the Frisco school. I say that we should be trying to figure out a way to live and coexist around this situation as these kids heal. Hold on, OG. I'm trying to close it down, man. OG, hey, get in the comments, y'all. I'm getting off of here. OG is not gonna do right. I try to talk him through it. It's not happening today. We'll have to come back again, but we will talk about this again. Get in the comments. Let us know what you think about this situation. And also, guys, check out this next video, man. It's so many things going on, man. But Chris Brown to HaHa Davis. HaHa Davis pretty much got arrested. And it's pretty tough right now. Look right here. You'll see that video. HaHa Davis is going through it. Hopefully he got out. Let me know what you guys think. Boss Talk 101 review.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.